Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing amazing. Today's read will be a collective read. So as per usual, I will be starting off with an oracle and we can clarify the existing energies with Tara. Okay guys, so we have three cards that came out here. The first card we have naughty thoughts, sexually fantasizing about you, strong need to be physically near, undeniable sexual desires driven by instincts. Okay. And then we have attached, afraid of the unknown, karmic ties and responsibilities in a committed relationship with someone else. And then we have the card summer, so June 21st to August 5th. So one of these dates could be of significance for you guys, or something pertaining to this connection, or maybe even a date between those two dates there. Now, something about the first two cards is letting me know that there is a very forbidden kind of energy here. So someone is desiring you, but they feel like they should not be desiring you. The second card, you know, it does read in a committed relationship with someone else. So there may be some sort of a third-party interference here, or it's someone who is in another connection, but they are thinking of you in the current moment. There's something very forbidden here, or someone feels like they're doing or thinking about things that they shouldn't be thinking about. There's a level of guilt here. This person could be attached to another individual through, you know, assets, or maybe they have children together. It could be that this is a committed individual or someone who is married, but they were connecting with you, and maybe that's something that wasn't being brought to your attention. But I feel like this person is stuck in visions of the both of you together. It's like desiring you on a very deep level, but also feeling like they cannot have what they want, or they are not in a position to authentically be themselves or pursue, right? Or go after what they're actually wanting deep inside or desiring because of their commitments or a situation that they feel entitled to. But needless to say, there's definitely more than two energies involved here, and certainly a third-party interference. Okay, let's see what's going on. So we have the King of Swords on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Emperor. Yeah. This is a committed individual, and it would require them to cut ties with someone else, or, you know, leave behind a situation in order to fully pursue something with you. The King of Swords could be read as like a card of someone who's recently went through a separation or a divorce, but it's coming out with the Emperor. So I think that this is something that's on this person's mind, wanting to maybe detach from something, or knowing that they can't get a connection off the ground, or maybe even just connect with you until they cut ties with someone else. But there's also a very stubborn energy, or someone who almost an energy of wanting to have their cake and eat it too. This person could be very difficult for you to read this week. With the Emperor, it may even be someone who has some sort of like a public image to maintain. So you may feel like, you know, if it's not about a public image to maintain, the people around them perceive them in a very different way than how you do, or you know, or you're, another side of this person is visible to you, but it's not visible to others around them, is pretty much what I'm getting here. Okay, I'm going to start off by seeing how you are being viewed. The Eight of Cups. This person is viewing you as detaching or walking away because there's something here that's missing. So the Eight of Cups is usually when there's something missing in terms of like an emotional component. So it could be that you're seeking a commitment, but you know this person is committed elsewhere. Even if that's something that was not, brought to your attention, or that's something that you weren't aware of as you were connecting with this person, it's become very clear to you now. So they are viewing you as detaching or walking away because you're not getting what you want from this situation. Okay. There's also some sort of a truth here that you were able to figure out on your own, and this person may have felt that they had more time to express that thought or express that truth to you. There's something about you figuring something out about this person or their personal life, but on your own. It wasn't, directly through this person, or it wasn't something that they communicated. But I'm strongly getting that they're viewing you as detaching, walking away. They are viewing you as very upset or hurt. And the Eight of Cups is usually when walking away after you've tried, time and time again. So they do feel like you've given them more than one chance, or you have been very patient, or you have, put your best foot forward and kind of tried again and again until you got to the point of emotional exhaustion, or they could even feel you're viewing the situation as, hitting some sort of a dead end. Like this is not going to change, or this is just going to be a very repetitive pattern here. Okay. So we have the Queen of Swords, followed by the Six of Pentacles in the challenge position. So this is pretty much just confirming what I was telling you guys. Six of Pentacles is someone who's giving to more than one situation, right? Even if they feel that they're giving to a situation, or they feel entitled to a situation because of something financially, it doesn't change the fact that it's getting in the way of the connection with you, or it causes them to neglect the connection with you. Some of you may have had a discussion with this person where even if they had certain responsibilities to take care of, you may have viewed this individual as spreading themselves too thin, or there's some form of neglect that you've felt throughout the course of this connection. With the Queen of Swords and the Six of Pentacles in the challenge position, what this person feels challenged by is the fact that they know they're giving to more than one situation, and they're aware that they need to cut ties with someone or leave a situation behind. But those two cards are coming up in the challenge position, which means they're facing difficulty doing that very thing. Right? We did see the King of Swords as we open this spread. We're seeing the Queen of Swords now. It's like, okay, I know I need to leave this behind, or I know I need to cut ties with, said person, or there can't be an interference between, or there can't be an interference in this connection. But that's what they're struggling to detach from. Or if it's not about detaching, they genuinely feel entitled to a situation, and it's like, I don't know how to completely, leave this behind. Okay. And the Six of Pentacles, it is giving to more than one situation, but or one relationship in this case, or one commitment could be receiving more. The individual here is feeling breadcrumbed, right? So that's why I was saying that there's some form of neglect that this person is aware of, whether it's they were giving to the situation with you when it was convenient for them, or they were giving to the situation with you, but they were only giving to an extent, to the point where you did feel breadcrumbed by this person. How are you viewing them? Ace of Wands. You feel like this is someone who's very passionate about you. There may be something very fiery or steamy about this connection as well. And what's interesting is, we do have this strong energy of someone who's very attracted to you, someone who's very passionate about you, maybe even having visions of the both of you together. But you are viewing them as someone where, okay, this connection is very exciting. I feel very drawn to this person. You could even feel like you really connect with them on a deep level, but also there's a lot of passion in this connection. But you may feel like there's something about it that's very inconsistent, or you feel like there's something about it that just doesn't feel stable, where you're constantly feeling all these intense emotions while you're connecting with this person. But when you are not connecting with this person, or when you start to really look at the situation and kind of dig beneath the surface, you are realizing that there's a lack of commitment, there's a lack of consistency. And so there's a question of, even though I feel such intense emotions towards this person, does that necessarily mean that this connection is right for me? And better yet, is that enough for me, just the intense emotions, right? Does that go against my values? Does that go against my morals? Yes, I feel intensely towards this person, but if I am not getting a commitment, right, from this situation, or if I feel intensely towards someone, but they are committed elsewhere and not making the necessary changes. Is this something that's going to be worth it? Or is this just intense emotions and a lot of passion and I wanted to, detach from it? So that could definitely be something that's crossing your mind this week. And I will say there could be something very, very exciting about this connection or connecting with this person, but that excitement doesn't last. There are a lot of extremes in this connection, is what I'm picking up on. So when it's good, it's great, but when it's not so great, it could feel very heavy. It could feel very draining. And you may even feel like this person kind of, gives you almost like a taste of what you guys could have together, but you guys never really go the distance, or you feel like the connection has never really taken off. And you feel like it cannot take off as long as this person is committed elsewhere, or as long as there is an interference that is present. So we have the Six of Swords in your feelings. You're absolutely mentally exhausted. Six of Swords is usually moving away from something mentally, detaching from what is causing you to feel very nervous or stressed out, right? So it's pretty much moving to calmer waters. And we have the Empress, realizing your worth. Here's the thing, even if you feel like, you're aware of what you bring to the table here, there's something very different about, the values here, or you feel like connecting with this person quite literally goes against your values, your, belief system in one way or another, or just your morals. And it's about, reclaiming your power, but also the Empress is an energy of attracting and not chasing. So some of you are completely detaching and saying, if the necessary changes are made, then this person can come forward. But other than that, I'm just going to focus on myself. You're, pouring into yourself, you're watering your garden. Like there could be something that you're working on. And with the Empress and the Six of Swords, it's also giving me a strong energy of possibly, you kind of wondering, how did I get tied up in this? Right? And it could be some sort of a breakthrough that you're having. Even though this seems to be a very difficult situation to be in, you could be, it could have been like a catalyst for your growth, or it's led you to something bigger, something better, or it's leading you to that, right? This could also be a prediction. It doesn't mean that you're currently dabbling in something new, but you are on your way towards something that is better. You could be dealing with a Libra or a Taurus. We have the World card and the Moon. Some of you could be moving away, but you're being very discreet or silent about it. You may feel like a cycle is closing out, but there's still a lot that kind of went unsaid, or there's a lot that the both of you were unable to discuss. Because the World card is a cycle closing out and you creating some sort of, distance or acknowledging the emotional gap between the both of you. But the Moon is a very hidden energy. So whether it's something, you feel like you were not able to get off your chest, whether you are kind of like analyzing the situation this week and you're like, wow, there were a lot of secrets between, this person and I. There could be something that's even coming to light for you. But the World card and the Moon could also just be not doing so much talking and just, doing what you feel like is necessary, which in your case seems to be detaching or moving forward. Right. So some of you are moving forward, not speaking to this person. Maybe you're in a no contact situation, but you're not really explaining why. You may feel like you should know why. Right? That's not something that I want to explain, or that's not something that I want to discuss. So moving away in silence and definitely reclaiming your power. But I also feel like going through this cycle is leading you to something larger, something that is genuinely going to make you happy. Maybe even a connection where someone is seeing your worth and not putting you in a predicament of, guessing or feeling like an option here. Your intuition could also be heightened this week, or there's some sort of a sign that you're specifically receiving about this person. Okay, so we have the Seven of Swords clarifying the Queen of Swords, and the Magician clarifying the Six of Pentacles. So there's some sort of emotional manipulation and sneaky behavior that's being highlighted this week here. The Seven of Swords clarifying the Queen of Swords. This person could have been in a very discreet energy, or they had to quite literally sneak away from another situation in order to connect with you. Okay, whether that's something you're aware of now, in the past, you may have had a bit of doubts, or you may have felt like, you can sense this person's not being transparent with you, but you couldn't really figure out what exactly they were doing, or what was going on behind the scenes. With the Magician and the Six of Pentacles, I'm strongly getting an energy of someone who was maybe telling you what you wanted to hear. And I'm not taking away from the fact that they could have felt very connected to you, but I am saying that they weren't being transparent. There's something here that they were keeping under wraps, something here they were avoiding talking about. Okay. So some of you could even be viewing this person as living a double life. And again, even if you're aware of that now, as you were connecting with this person, there's definitely an energy of like a lack of honesty where they were connecting with you and maybe they were spending time with you, but they weren't really telling you what they something else that they were committed to or something else that they felt entitled to. Seven of Swords and the Magician upright is someone who does want to come back around, but this is someone who is still attached elsewhere, or what created a block between the both of you is still present. Seven of Swords and Magician could also be a very, very strategic energy. Someone who's very good with their words, someone who knows the right things to say. Someone who could even be telling you what you want to hear in order for you to give them another chance. It's not coming from the most authentic space. Instead, it's coming from there. It's like a sense of wanting control or not wanting you to leave or let go. Seven of Swords and the Magician is like, I will say or do anything because I want what I want by any means. So it could be a little bit of a tricky energy to deal with because there's a lot of strategy behind their actions as well as their communication. You may be dealing with someone who is, manipulating you in a way or has in the past, but the way that they go about things, it seems like they're telling you the truth. It's very hard to see through, their deception, but maybe you're at a point now where it's more clear, or it's more clear to you, but I'm just acknowledging that in the past, it possibly was not that clear to you. So we have the Seven of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups in their feelings, which is, how do I have a new beginning? I do feel like they're acknowledging why you walked away. I do feel like they're acknowledging what has not worked or where there's room for improvement, but there's more of an energy of wanting to just reconnect with you again or wanting to have access to you again. This is not really an energy of owning up or taking accountability. It's like, how do I come back in and reconnect with you, even though I'm still connected elsewhere? This could be someone who comes back around and tells you that things are going to be different this time around, or they're working on making some sort of a change with another connection that they're involved in. But I don't see that as being truthful, especially with the Seven of Swords and the Magician being upright. We have the Ten of Pentacles and the Justice. This could quite literally be an individual who is married, or it's not just, attached through assets. It may be very, very difficult for them to come out of a situation because it could quite literally impact them financially and stability-wise as well. Like if they were to detach from a situation or cut ties with someone, it could really impact maybe their living situation, maybe their finances. It's an energy of having to start from scratch. So I see someone who wants to come back around and they're really thinking long and hard about what do I say to, what do they say to convince you or have another chance here? But they are still in a commitment, right? Even if it's not marriage, they're absolutely in a commitment where they're giving to another situation, but they want to have access to you. They want to, be with you. It seems like they have an emotional connection with you. There's also a very deep desire. This is someone who's very physically attracted to you as well. And they may even feel like they had everything figured out until they started to connect with you, because I see that the fact that they fell for you is something they weren't expecting. But what I'm seeing is they know they're stepping out on another commitment, but it seems to me that their desire for you is very deep. It really seems like a very forbidden energy, if, and I say this with transparency. Four of Cups, followed by the Ace of Pentacles. You're not going to be interested in an incoming offer, is what I'm seeing in the potential outcome. You may be offered something that you wanted in the past, but you feel like there are a lot of illusions. You're able to see through this person and you've gained the clarity that you needed in order to, make your decisions about this person moving forward. Four of Cups is something being offered to you and you not really wanting that offer or growing very bored and impatient with the situation here. I think this is someone who's going to remain stuck in visions of the both of you together. They're trying to figure out how to formulate a message or how to connect with you again. But there's also a lot of daydreaming and fantasizing. This is someone, right, guys, who's in a situation where they feel like they're miserable. They're not happy. That's the Four of Cups energy, when you're not happy in the current moment. So there's a focus on the past, or, so what you guys, maybe memories you guys have shared together, or a focus on the future. Like, this is what I want, moving forward. But the reason why the Ace of Pentacles is not coming off entirely as if it's a stable offer to me is because there's the Seven of Swords, the Magician, and it doesn't change the fact that this person is still committed. They're not happy in their current dynamic. They didn't expect to fall for you or connect with you on a deep level, but they also feel like they can't detach or come out of their current circumstances and solely dedicate themselves to you. What's the Four of Cups, Six of Cups, and the Ace of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles? Many of you are choosing yourself. We have the Empress in your feelings. We have the Nine of Pentacles here. There's something new that you're moving towards that's much, much better for you than this current situation. Nine of Pentacles and Ace of Pentacles could also be an energy where you're very, in the potential outcome, where you're very focused on yourself, that you're attracting, what you're aligning with, like something that's very stable. It could even be like a new job opportunity. There could be an increase in your finances, and something to do with your stability could change as well, quite literally, like your living situation. And then we have the Six of Cups that's clarifying the Four of Cups. Someone who is feeling very nostalgic, revisiting, the past with you. And Six of Cups is usually when a past lover comes back around. But when we have the Nine of Pentacles, when this person reconnects with you, you're going to be in a different space mentally. You're going to be in a different space even just when it comes to your stability. And you're going to have so much going on, and more than you having so much going on, you're not going to resonate with the old version of you that was connecting with this person. This is someone who still has a deep desire for you, and they are going to come back around with the Six of Cups. And they're coming back around, and their approach may be different, but their situation or their circumstances will remain the same with what the cards are telling me. Okay, let's see. Is there anything they want to communicate? And I feel like this is someone who will say or do anything to, have access to you. And I do, and again, I'm not taking away from how they feel towards you emotionally, but the reality of the situation is things can't be stable between the both of you because they are still committed elsewhere. This could be someone who also feels very torn, kind of like I felt like I had it together. This could even be a very stable individual. They're well off. But the Four of Cups, you could be well off, you could be stable, you could even have an image that you maintain where everyone, perceives you to have this perfect life. But Four of Cups is when you're upset on the inside. You're genuinely not happy. There's a lot of sorrow that you're masking. Okay, so let's see what this person wants to communicate. Okay. Sorry, guys, I just dropped a bunch of cards. What do they want to communicate? Okay, so it says, I trusted you. So there could be some sort of an agreement that you guys had, right? Maybe trying to detach from a situation or telling you that they needed more time. But remember, they're viewing you in the Eight of Cups energy. So maybe they did not expect you to walk away or get tired of waiting. Because what I'm strongly getting, guys, is like this person definitely feels like they had everything under control. So you detaching or you walking away or doing something abruptly could have really been like a shock, or caused like a shock factor in this connection. And sometimes with the Magician and the Seven of Swords, it could be a very manipulative energy. So even if, it's you that doesn't trust this person, this could be someone who's kind of like turning the wheel on you. I miss seeing you. Yeah, that's the Six of Cups energy. And definitely there's a lot of passion here, but they just feel like they can only fantasize or be stuck in visions of the both of you together here. So then we have the timing just wasn't right for us. Yeah. So I'm strongly getting like you guys could have had an agreement or a plan, but something didn't go according to plan, or it became visible to you that this person was telling you they were going to do something, but you weren't seeing the tangible evidence. And then it says, I don't know what you want. That's that Seven of Pentacles, trying to figure you out, trying to figure out what to say to you or what to do in order to have access to you again. Okay, let's see, anything else? Look at this, guys. I want you. I mean, yes, there's a very deep desire here, but something about it also feels very forbidden. Take a look at this, guys. We have, it was my fault, but I blamed you. And I mentioned this with the I trusted you. I was saying it could also be kind of like reversed, or someone turning the wheel on you because of the guilt that they feel, but also feeling unable to take accountability, right, for their actions. Okay. So that's what I'm getting for you guys. I really do hope you were able to find a message that resonated with you here today. And thank you so much for your time.